Hi there, in this video I am giving you full and free access to the audiobook version of Chapter 2 of Grey Justice, the brilliant best-selling British action thriller written by the acclaimed Alan McDermott. This video follows the videos that provided you with the complete prologue, the first chapter from the book, and Chapter 1, so if you haven't yet listened to those two, head back to the list of videos in my Andy the Audiobook Narrator channel, or take a look in the notes for this video below where you will find the links to both previous videos. It obviously pays to watch these videos in the correct sequence. So here you get the chance to listen to more of Grey Justice, book 1 in the celebrated million-plus best-selling Tom Gray series, free of charge. This chapter is much shorter than the previous two, just under 5 minutes. But great things come in small packages, and here the action really starts to get going, so don't miss it. In the prologue, the scene was set, a personal tragedy for Tom Gray caused by the reckless behaviour of young criminals. Then in Chapter 1, the effect of the tragedy on Tom's life becomes clearer. Will he take action to put these wrongs to right? Well, in this Chapter 2, you'll find out. Here we go. Chapter 2, 12th of April, 2011. Joseph Alemwu desperately wanted some gear, but with no cash, he would have to find a different form of currency. Luckily, Albert Tonga accepted mobile phones as full payment, and at this time of night, there was always the chance of finding someone to donate one, even if they didn't do so willingly. He took a large swig of vodka and passed the bottle to Vinnie Parker.
"Robbo told me he did it with Shelley White on Friday," Parker told him before wiping the neck of the bottle and taking a drink.
Alemwu nearly choked with laughter, vodka erupting from his nose and clenched mouth. When he finally recovered, he said,
"Robbo is full of shit. He didn't shag no one on Friday. I was drinking with him all day, and the last I saw him, he was puking in the stairwell at midnight. I had to help him to his flat. Fuck me, his mum was pissed off."
He smiled at the recollection and imagined the bollocking that would have been dished out. Marcus Taylor tapped Alemwu and Parker on the arm and motioned towards a figure approaching them. He was at least 6 inches smaller than any of the boys, perhaps a couple of years older than them at around 20 years of age, wearing glasses and hair cut short with a side parting. He was chatting on a mobile, seemingly oblivious to their presence until he was on top of them. The man stopped when he noticed the 3 boys and made eye contact for a moment, then haltingly walked on past them, keeping them in his peripheral vision. Alemwu was the first to react.
"What the fuck are you looking at?"
The man carried on walking, his pace quickening, and the boys trotted to catch up. As they got within 10 feet of him, he took off through a gate and into the park. The 3 boys followed, chasing him into the darkness. His light brown jacket helped them keep him in view as they ran 3 abreast, but they didn't seem to be gaining. Then figures dressed entirely in black seemed to rise out of the ground barely 5 feet in front of the 2 on the flanks. Their momentum carried Taylor and Parker forward as the figures in black sidestepped and swung baseball bats, catching the boys in the chest. Ribs cracked and they dropped like sacks of cement. Neither had managed to cry out, but Alemwu had heard the bats striking, as had the man he was chasing. Both stopped, and the man in the brown jacket turned and started walking purposefully towards him, placing his glasses in a protective case. Despite the height advantage, there was something menacing in the slight figure that deeply troubled Alemwu. He spun round to seek strength in numbers, but in the faint street lighting he saw his friends lying in a fetal position, barely able to moan, never mind move. From the sides, 2 dark figures approached him, leaving him nowhere to run.
"Look, man, I don't want no trouble. We was just fucking with him, that's all."
The men said nothing,
simply moved closer and closer, bats raised and ready to strike. Joseph Olenwu's head spun as he tried to keep an eye on all of them at the same time, and when the blow came, he barely saw the blur of the wood before it crashed into his temple. He dropped to the ground, out cold, and the men wasted no time applying plasticuffs to his arms and legs. Sonny Baines put his glasses case in his jacket pocket and clicked the talk button on his collar mic twice. The three men picked the unconscious Olenwu up and carried him into the darkness, and after 100 yards Sonny heard a voice in his earpiece.
70 yards out, 11 o'clock.
Sonny adjusted his heading and saw the transit van when he was within 10 yards of it. The driver was scanning the surrounding area with night vision glasses, ensuring there was no one around to disturb them. Satisfied, he opened the rear doors, and the others tossed Olenwu inside.
Christ, Carl, could you have hit him any harder? You nearly took his fucking head off.
He's fine, look, Levine said, giving Olenwu a kick. He's breathing, ain't he? The van pulled out of the park, and once on the road the driver turned the headlights on. The men in the back settled down for the long journey, using Joseph Olenwu as a footrest.
So that's Chapter 2 of Grey Justice, which I hope you enjoyed, and if you're now intrigued to find out where this story is heading, look out for Chapter 3. Yes, also in full and free of charge, which is coming very soon, or it may already be there on my channel waiting for you. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. It is and always will be free of charge. I'm hoping you've enjoyed the first 3 episodes of Grey Justice, and if so, I urge you to subscribe, no cost of course, and remember to click on the bell symbol to get notified whenever I release a new video in this series, as well as others, on audiobook related news and info for audiobook listeners like you, stuff about audiobooks of interest to authors, and tips and techniques for new or aspiring narrators, or perhaps even existing ones. And please remember to click on that thumbs up button to show that you've enjoyed this video, as those likes all help me to grow this channel. So that's it for now. Look out for Chapter 3. Meanwhile, thanks for watching and listening, and see me again soon. Bye for now.